they are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm. Hey, CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. Give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are old Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stopping.
Turn your mic on. Turn your mic on.
Yeah. See, for the New Year's, we need to work on these things. This is my New Year's resolution: is to be more technical savvy, especially with all the new stuff that's coming for next year. It's going to be crazy. We got all kinds of things going on.
Yeah, well, tomorrow's
Oh,
19 days.
yeah, tomorrow's 19 days, but it's also day one. What do you think?
Yep.
How many people out there right now do you think are going like, that's it, tomorrow I'm going to lose weight. That's it. I'm going to do this.
And they're just setting themselves up.
How many gym memberships? Number one thing today being bought is gym membership.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Planet Fitness is like 25 cents down.
Yeah. Everybody's getting that. They'll have it till January. They just do that so they get that auto refill. $10 a month. You forget about it. After about a month. Everybody tries. They go there for about a week and then you never see them again.
The only thing I would go for is the tanning bed.
Yeah, for $10 a month, what the hell, right? Free tanning used to be expensive. It used to be like $3 or $4. Look at my collar. I look like a mess.
It's six.
Like
It was
Mary
like
Ellen White.
$6 to $10 to go tan for 20 minutes.
Yeah, Mary says like $30 or $40 here. You go to Planet Fitness for $10 a month. Yeah, we do have a tanning bed.
Oh, you
It's like
do?
Michael. Yeah, it's like Michael Jackson. We don't have an oxygen bed, but we got a tanning bed. I
Oh
go out
my!
and look for Mary. I go out and look for Mary. I can't find her, and then all of a sudden, I looking around. You see the light coming out on the side, and I know she's in there baking. Makes me nervous. So the cats jump on top of it. I'm afraid she's gonna get stuck in there.
Oh no, she won't get stuck in there.
Oh man. Yes, Herbert, they do. They say people will say they'll stop smoking, drinking, etc. How about we just focus on getting CPS exploded for next year? Let's just worry about that one. That's a good enough resolution for everybody.
Yes, it
No
is.
more CPS. I hope them caseworkers filing their unemployment paperwork because that's what's coming this year.
Yes, it
They're gonna lose
is.
their jobs. Yep, a lot of good things are coming.
Yep.
What are some of you guys out there New Year's resolutions? Someone's got to have something good. I want to hear some. What do you think? What's the strangest New Year's resolution you've ever heard in your lifetime?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know either. Now that you just say that, I don't even know why I asked that question, but because I've really never. Not that there was a story to go with that one or anything, but I just was asking the question. Oh man, Jamie, what's
I
your New
think
Year's resolution?
I think New Year's is for amateurs anyway. Because once you hit a certain age, the
Yeah,
years just fly by and you're like, damn, can we slow down a little bit?
yeah, I'll be in bed by 9 o'clock. 2
8:30.
beers. Yeah, 2 beers. A quarter of a bottle of champagne gone. That's it. 10 years ago, I'm buried in a pile of beer cans when I wake up.
Yep.
House looks like it's been invaded by an aluminum company. It gets great. People you don't even know on your couch. Yeah,
In your front yard if it's warm out.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's only 30 degrees up here, so it's dangerous.
Well, I think it's Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 47.
It's 47 here.
Tonight,
Oh,
expect a low of
Alexa.
40 degrees.
What's the temperature here? She's mad at me. Whoa, we got a 56 degrees up here in Maine.
It's warmer there than it is here.
Yeah, I know, and we're 8 hours away from West Virginia.
Oh my God.
Yeah, maybe you should move this year. Herbert says, with all the noise we made about CPS in 2024, I'll be surprised if it continues to be the same in 2025. Yeah, that's right, Herbert. You're damn right. Herbert, he goes around everywhere telling them about the CPS stuff. He's a walking billboard. He is amazing. Goes into stores, he asks people questions. People probably like, oh man, here comes that little dude going to ask me about CPS again. Whatever, Herbert, whatever it takes, man. You're doing a great job. Herbert says there's going to be big changes in CPS for the good of the parents. Yep, there sure will. And look at Arjuna's over there right now. So wait a minute, Arjuna, is it already New Year's Day in England? Hey, there he is. Is that big man or little man? Oh, it's big man. He's tired already. He's going to miss the New Year's ball drop.
That's okay. Well, I'm
Yeah,
good with that.
you shut your mouth. There's nothing going on tonight at all at midnight on TV. Big ball dropping and fireworks, and it's all kinds of stuff to watch.
We'll watch it tomorrow on YouTube.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know if it's New Year's Eve over there in Great Britain, or she's actually in Scotland. But where is it? Did it already be New Year's Day?
Um.
Oh, it's 2025 over there now. All
Oh
right, good.
wow.
Jesus. Oh, so she's probably having a grand time for herself right now. So thank you, Arjuna, for coming into the show amidst your raging time that you're having over there in Scotland. She's probably hung over. Yeah.
Oh my.
Mary, you're moving the sky. It took me hours to fix that. Now you just move my skyline. So what's going on, Tiff? We got anything? What are we looking at in the horizon here? Do you know of any information that we need to have for the next upcoming year? I'm trying to get my little computer on here that tells me those
Say
stuff
it
I need to know.
again. The other one's over here running this fire truck up and down the
Oh yeah,
floor.
he wants to be a fireman. Oh
Now,
shoot.
what Cairo?
Cairo. Yes, that's right. He's telling us. I mean, what do you think? What do you think the number one thing Trump's going to do when he comes? What is the number one thing that you hope for that Trump does to CPS when he comes in office?
I hope he cuts all their federal funding for removing children.
Yeah, I agree with that. What do you think the probability of that is, though?
I don't know. I know that that's part of government waste. Why are we not leaving the money with the families that need it versus giving it to strangers? So to me, that's a waste of money when you can be putting that same money into the families that you claim to be helping, and now you're not wasting any money.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I'm sure that there's a ton of fat. No more. There's probably a ton of fat in the Office of Children and Family Services that need to be cut anyway. Oh shoot! Hold on one second. My mom's in the hospital, so hold on one second. This might be her. Hold on a second. Sorry. Nope, it ended. Yeah. So, Mom, don't call me if you're in the hospital still. Just wait till after the show. She's probably watching here, going, "Jesus, Darren." Yeah, Mary's available, but I'm on the show. So if that was you that just call Mary. She's like, I can see it right now. She's like, I don't know what Mary's freaking phone number is. As if she's even able to figure out how to push her a YouTube link to watch the show. But yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. Who would have ever thought it? If you would have thought about New Year's Eve, if you'd asked me 10 years ago where I'd be right now at New Year's Eve, it wouldn't be this. That's for sure. I wouldn't say anything about CPS. I wouldn't think that you and I would have a show. I would think maybe we would have been on some island somewhere dancing to some coconut music or something and just having a good old time. But nope, we're here in the world of anti-CPS and broadcasting live from Maine. So where the fight is. Oh, thank you.
The second thing I hope is that he does investigate Child Protective Service, because that's what one of his executive orders was, and also looking into the child support agency, because he in his other executive order, he wanted to know why they were giving federal funds to the state and then the state was going after the people to collect money. He said they cannot be double dipping. We give them the money and they are not to be collecting it because it was a grant.
Right.
So I'm hoping
they
those
double dip all the time.
Huh?
They double dip all the time. I mean, just the fact that they get matched federal funding, for every dollar that people pay. This is a joke. So they pay child support and then the federal government matches the child support. So why do they get double the money? That makes no sense. Same with their programs. It makes no sense. So wait a minute. The federal government pays for this stuff, but then the people pay for it too? How does that make any sense? And then what kills me, the people that are paying child support for their kids that CPS took.
Well, there's a federal law that went into effect a couple years ago that said the states can waive the child support for any children who are in foster care from their parents. But come on now, are they really going to waive it? Fuck no.
No, they want that money. They don't care. They're going to put your ass in jail. They're going to take your driver's license. They're going to do just like they do to everybody. And that always cracks me up too. Take your driver's license. So the dude already can't afford, and I'm not saying dude because typically it's the man, but obviously women pay child support too. But the person that is paying child support already can't afford these payments, but you're going to take their driver's license so they can't get to work. That's the most stupid thing that you could possibly even do to a person when they're trying to, make ends meet. They're making $400 a week. They want 380 of it to go pay for child support. Expect these people to be able to maintain a life. They still got to eat. They still got to find housing. They just got to find all that stuff. They put you on the damn list for housing. The damn list for housing is 3-4 years long if you're lucky enough. I mean, God forbid you're just a single person without a kid, let alone a single person with a kid to try to get into housing. So they just make it. And then now we have all these. Look at this. How do we get all these tent cities? I don't know. You took all their money for paying child support. What the hell? Like, what did you expect? It's ridiculous. I mean, kudos to a lot of these hotels that have stepped up and done the thing with the hotel vouchers to help people out through the winters and stuff when they're doing that. But that's not even enough. And then the worst part is most of those are getting filled by the people that are coming over the borders illegally. And so there's that too. So you got all these American people that got ruined by CPS. They got their kids taken. They got their lives destroyed. They lost their jobs because they followed what CPS had to have them do. And the work gets sick of having them go out every day for an appointment here, an appointment there. You got all of this happening. And then they're living in tents and like, what the hell's going on in America? CPS is what's going on in America. That's what's happening to America. And everybody's too damn stupid to open their eyes. And no one has the balls to say it in Washington. That's the thing. Everybody's too scared because either everybody's hands in this and getting money from it, or they're too scared because the power's too big. It's one or the other because it can't be both.
And that's where, when we do our webinars, I want people to get a backbone, because
Yeah,
without a backbone, they're just going to continue just to steamroll our parents,
yeah,
steamroll grandparents, aunts, uncles, anybody who files, because, like I've said before, money is the root of all evil. And if we can get the money into the families that need the services versus giving it to a foster family who these children have no idea who they are, being traumatized, everything that goes along with that. And we can teach people how to stand up for themselves and start putting these judges in their places, like with lawsuits, because I don't know how many judges I've threatened.
yeah,
The only downside of that is once you threaten them, they won't hear your case anymore. They won't hear nothing with
right,
your name on it.
right. And you don't want to
Um,
threaten their life or anything because you'll end up like Brenda's husband there with 15 years. You got to be careful with that stuff. But you can
oh yeah,
definitely
no,
sue
you
the
don't
shit out
threaten
of them.
them. You don't threaten them in that way. What I said was, do not make me leave your courtroom and go call a civil rights attorney.
Yeah,
That's
because you
what I
know that.
said.
Uh huh. And then
And now
what?
that judge will not hear a case with my name on it. Another judge will not hear a case with my name on, because I told him I'll see your ass in federal court. Don't matter to me.
Yeah,
And another judge, because I was filing all my papers for my husband, all his papers, she won't hear his case or anything with my name on it because they already know what I'm bringing to the table.
right.
But
That's
yeah,
crazy. Yep. So Tiffany's backbone class is what we're gonna have. We're gonna have learn how to stand up. That's gonna be the class we'll be teaching on that webinar. Learn to stand up to the government. Get a backbone course. That's what we'll call it. Get a backbone course.
another guy that I know that I did an interview with on here, he did child support. He said, "Girl, you need to have a boot camp."
I know I'd look good on that.
He said, "You need to run a boot camp."
Yep. Oh man. That'd be great. Yeah, you just sit there screaming at people right in their face on the webinar. You're like, hey, stop being such a baby. Dry
But
your eyes. We're in court.
I want the judges, I want the lawyers, and I want the CPS workers. Those are the people I want in my boot camp.
Yep. Sign up right now, everybody. 25% off for Tiffany's boot camp. It'd be like what was that dude that used to do the kung fu stuff, the Tai Bo? Remember that? Billy what
Oh
happened to
yeah, I
the guy?
remember that.
It'll be just like that. You got a set of boxing gloves on and freaking pictures of judges and CPS caseworkers that you get that put on a punching bag, and there you go. Yeah, that's what we got to do. That's it. That's it. Oh man, how many people out there would sign up for that? I bet you there would. I bet we call it a CP. You know what else is the angry citizen does? What he calls legal jujitsu, and maybe we could get him in there to do a course too. And it's like his way of it's like martial arts for the legal world. Like if they throw this at you, this is your defense. Like it's pretty cool stuff. He's still mastering the how he's teaching it and everything, but it's pretty cool stuff. Like if they throw a subpoena at you, you do this, or if like because you have rights that you don't even realize that you haven't even invoked. That when they come at you, you could be like, no, not in this day. I got the Constitution. Um, and people don't realize this, and they need to learn because we'll have a lot less kids MIA. I think if people knew what their rights are and they actually use them. That's the thing. You can know what they are all you want, but you got to use them, folks. You got to use them.
If you don't use them, you lose them.
Yeah. One of them is when you get arrested, you're supposed to go to a magistrate right away. You're not supposed to go to jail. You're not supposed to go anywhere. You're supposed to go in front of a judge right away before they can put you. And they don't do that. They put you in county jail. You wait days to go. But not enough people are making noise about the fact that they're getting denied their rights. So that just gets pushed under the rug. Someone had made a comment last night about it on the show. They said, "Oh, you need to amend the Constitution." I'm like, put the brakes on, dude. The number one rule is you don't amend it. It's like Fight Club, like you don't talk about Fight Club. The Constitution, you don't amend the Constitution. That's it. It's supposed to be what it is. Because the second you start trying to put amendments on that Constitution, the floodgates will be open and the Constitution won't matter. You can't play with the Constitution. The Constitution is what it is. That's where it needs to sit. That's where it needs to stay. And that's it. We can't play with that. That's like in a glass case somewhere. No one's pen's going on it. No nothing.
Technically, they're doing everything wrong. Do you know who is really supposed to be going in front of a grand jury to get indictments?
Who?
The sheriff, not the prosecutor.
Really? Because they're the one that delivers the notices?
The prosecutor is not supposed to be going into any grand juries. The sheriff is. The sheriff is not even supposed to be taking anybody to jail, even if they pled guilty, because they're supposed to have a jury trial.
Yeah, well, the sheriffs run the jail up here. Go figure.
Right. The sheriffs are also, his deputies are also in the court, not to protect the judge. They're supposed to be in there. So if anybody violates your rights, because they're constitutional people, not code enforcers like the police department, they're supposed to be arresting judges and prosecutors and people who violate other people's rights. That's what their job is supposed to do. But they don't do it.
Right. Well, there's a lot of things that they don't do for sure.
Well, of course, they're doing it all wrong. That's why I said y'all want me to run.
They're not supposed to enforce an order that's unconstitutional. They're supposed to, right. That's why what we say when we've talked about this before to get the sheriff is you're supposed to go to the sheriff, like, with the void ab initio stuff. You're supposed to go to that sheriff and be like, look, this order is unconstitutional. It's your job to deliver the Constitution. And if your order is unconstitutional, you're to arrest. I know that that's the truth, is that you're supposed to arrest the person that issued the unconstitutional order. Yeah.
And people think that the judges and the prosecutor are the highest people in those counties or jurisdiction. No, it is the sheriff.
Yeah, and they're elected. They're the only legitimate police office because they're elected by the people. So maybe that should be everybody's New Year resolution this year, is to work on pushing the sheriffs to be what they're supposed to truly be. Maybe we start, and that's one thing that the Angry Citizen is really big about, and he's tried for years to start, a constitutional sheriff's union, all of this stuff, and he just doesn't get off the ground because more sheriffs are getting away from what they're supposed to be and being more law enforcers. Think about it, people, law enforcement, like that's what they're, and they're not even enforcing laws, they're enforcing statutes and codes. So that's a lie in itself, but they are.
if you go on Amazon, there's a book. It's like $7. It's called the the County Sheriff's Handbook.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to buy that book and send it to their sheriff.
Yeah. I have the Anderson's Sheriff's Manual. It's this thick. And it's supposed to be the manual that they're supposed to go by. It has every bit of rules, regulations, everything that they're supposed to do. The sheriff's a very powerful person. And why they don't use that power or why they ignore the power that they have, I don't know. Maybe it's because the job that they're in line with, they don't know that they're supposed to be this powerful. I don't know.
It's too political. It's too political now.
That's what the issue is. So they've stripped them away from their rights. They've
No,
taken their rights away.
they can do that, but most sheriffs, like CPS, the judges and the lawyers, they all drink from the same water fountain. I was so appalled when I saw the sheriff and the director of CPS, both of which I know and cannot stand, in the newspaper smiling together. I said, "You got to be fucking kidding me. Are you serious?" I was
Yeah.
appalled.
Yep, it's absolutely disgusting. So maybe we'll make that a New Year's resolution. I'm gonna write that one down. Is to enforce the sheriffs or to force the sheriffs to get a better grasp on what their true jobs are. That's a good New Year's resolution.
And
Because
everybody should buy that book and read it, because
yeah,
the sheriffs really don't know their jobs. And do you know what the criteria is to be a sheriff?
what's that?
Nothing.
Yeah, we used to have a guy on here that was running for sheriff, Mark Glatzberg. Mark. We used to do interviews with him, and he was running for sheriff in Michigan, and it got nasty up there what they were doing to him. Just like Brenda's husband when he ran for sheriff. I mean, they look at him; he's in jail now because of this. Um, he just got sentenced to 15 years, Tiff. 15 years for making a cartoon about a judge. Not even making a cartoon. He took like Grand Theft Auto footage and then put the judge's name to it and all of that stuff. He got 15 years in prison for calling out a judge on being unconstitutional. Can you believe that? He was just sentenced the other day. 15
That's crazy.
years.
He would be a good candidate to get in touch with the Trump people, because he's unjustly convicted.
Yeah, it
It's a
wouldn't
freedom of
surprise me.
expression. It's a freedom of speech.
Yeah. They lied. Oh, look at this. The first thing I typed in sheriff's manual, and the first thing it says manuals and guides from the Virginia Sheriff's Association.
Send it to me. Yeah, they're having a big old thing in Richmond next month. So I told my buddy, and if he's watching, he knows he's going to be laughing. I said, "You run for sheriff. My big mouth will get out here and get you the votes, and I'll be your undersheriff. And I will check everything that comes in that office to tell you if it's constitutional or not."
Yep, you sure will. You got to
I
do
sure
something.
will.
You got to get into some sort of. You're wasting too much talent here. You need to be involved in these politics, putting these people in line, because it's crazy. You know, like what they're doing and all of that. It's crazy. ESI certification program, laws and legislation. ESA, Virginia. Oh, Virginia sheriffs. Okay. Wow. Okay. Board of directors, bylaws, IRS. All right. Here's this. It's they have the Virginia Sheriff's Accounting Manual, Virginia Association's Crime Report, Facility Sheriff's Manual. Yep. Look at that.
Send it to the 24 email.
Yep. Send it right now. So here, the sheriff is a public official who is essentially always on duty. Therefore, any funds the sheriff handles carry the presumption that they are public funds. Further, any money coming into the sheriff's custody, other than a paycheck or personal funds, carries with it overriding assumption that the sheriff is the fiduciary custodian and is holding the money for someone else. Huh. Yeah, there's a lot to do with this manual with the relationship of the local treasurer. All right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, here's this. I'll send it to you. Just send you the link.
But
It's
see,
crazy.
our sheriff here knows that I don't take any shit, and his deputies literally, y'all think I'm lying when I say this, but this is the God's honest truth. If they have to come to my address, they are literally picking straws because they got to deal with me, and they know that once I pull their body cam footage, because I know they did some fucked up shit, I'm going straight to the prosecutor. Since you all are good friends, you better check your little sheriff buddy.
Yeah. Check the little sheriff. Okay. Yeah. I mean, so 2025 resolution. Sheriffs. Check the sheriffs. Manual on the Office of Justice Program. Manual on training for sheriffs.
Yep. So there is no requirement to run. You don't have to be a law enforcement officer. There are no requirements to run for sheriff in the state of Virginia. So I told my little buddy, if you don't run, I'm running.
Oh yeah, you should. Boy, you could be a sheriff, all right. Whew. Well, I say who, but it would be you would rule with the iron fist, but you would do it the right way. That's
Correct.
the it's just that's the way it should be.
Yeah. If you're going to do
Yeah.
a job that you take an oath to do, then you need to do it correctly.
Yeah. I mean, because it's we the people's money that they're spending and wasting. Oh wow.
I think everybody needs to contact their local government or their state and ask for a forensic accounting of child protective services and where their
I
money
agree.
goes.
I agree. Well, I sent you that letter that I got back from them, right? Remember, I got that letter, that response back from them saying that they couldn't do anything about it. I was barking up the wrong tree or something.
That's bullshit. They just didn't want to give you the information.
Yep. Let me see if I can find that email real quick.
Because the cracks are getting bigger and bigger. It's just like if you ever had your windshield start off with this little teeny tiny little hole and then it just starts spider cracking
Yep.
until it's completely covered the windshield. Well, that's what's happening right now with CPS. I
Right.
even
It's
told my
starting
buddy,
to.
he did not know about the Chevron and doctor. He didn't know, nor did he know about the SEC, the jury
Yeah.
trial. I said, you need to look those up, my friend.
Yeah. People need to. But isn't it crazy how little people know about this stuff?
It doesn't
Isn't it?
affect them.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the reason, right? Like if you don't, if it doesn't, if it doesn't touch your life, then you don't care about it. No one cares about cancer or AIDS or any of that stuff until it affects their lives, and then all of a sudden they're the biggest proponents for them ever. Like, oh man, look at us. It's sad. We all need to come together and realize that everybody needs our help at all times. Things that are wrong, but we need to stand up for them. Like we need to stand up for our rights that we're losing. We need to be available for people. That way, when they do fall down, they're already ready to be picked back up and pushed up, not waiting for the moment that it does happen. Because it's not an if, it's when. Well, unfortunately, like all of us wish we could have that perfect life, but nothing's ever going to happen. That's wrong. It's going to happen. Something's going to happen to one of us in our families, unfortunately, sometime, some way, somehow. And to be prepared for that would be so much better than to be waiting for it, because by the time you do fall and something bad happens to you, it's too late anyway, and you're behind the curve. Just like CPS. As soon as if they've already come to your house and spoken to you once, you're way behind the 8 ball. Had you known just to shut them off at the door, close the door when they left, you'd be way better off. But you didn't. You didn't know about it. You didn't pay attention to it. So you answered the door. You let them come in your house, and now you've opened up a whole bunch of can of worms that you can't stop. But had you known, this wouldn't have happened. And I'm one of those people. You know, like I'm definitely guilty of that. I'm not saying you can tell the future and know what you're supposed to be preparing for, but something, you know, pay attention to what's going on. You know, like everybody should be looking into child protective services at this problem. Every person in the United States, new parents, parents that don't have, people that don't have kids yet, any of that, because it's wrong what they're doing. They're messing with Americans' future. America's future. These are our kids. These are the ones that are supposed to carry on our legacy on this earth. And they're messing with that. They're destroying our family lineage. That should mean something to a lot of people. You know, there's a ton of stuff that this does, and it affects you even if you don't have kids. So everybody should have their hands in this. All this money that's being wasted on these programs that can go to some other thing like curing cancer or something else along the line, or to the families that deserve the money to reunification and all of that stuff. That money, like you said, Tiff, can be going to the families to help them get their house payments caught up, help them get a place to live, help them get food on their table, do what they need to do to maintain a family, because that's the foundation of the United States anyway. That's why we left Europe. Was be able to reproduce without having king's men rape your wife and take your family lineage, all of that stuff. That's why we came here, people. But we forget about that. We came here to have religious freedom. We came here to have our own families, to be able to do our own things. And they've taken that away from us bit by bit by bit. And everyone's just standing there going, huh? Because it doesn't affect them. But when they come and it rocks your world upside down, you damn sure learn about it real quick. Like I said, it's too late. And that's the God's honest truth with everything. You find out you got cancer, it's too late. You know, you don't go to the hospital for an infection, you go there, it's too late. Everybody's always too late. You know, it's just, we need to start being more proactive, like my wife would say, instead of reactive. That's why it's very important to tell everybody about CPS like Herbert does. Walk around, tell everybody about it. Let them know. If all you do is tell people and that you get out of your mouth, don't let CPS in your house if they don't have a warrant. If it's just that little bit of information that someone, one day CPS walks in their house, knocks on the door, and that lady that heard you say that in the grocery store says, wait a minute, CPS is here. I don't have to let them in. They don't have a warrant. Close the door. And that saves her family. That's enough. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go knock on doors. You don't have to pound on windows. You don't have to go to town halls. You don't have to do any of that. Just spread that word. That's all you got to do.
Go get Papa.
U.S. top stories, December 27th, 2024. Foster care's downward trend. They're saying that the number of youth in foster care has declined already.
What they're doing is they're trying to get them kids out of care because they know the Trump administration is coming for their asses. That's what it is.
Or is that really where the kids are? It
Yeah,
says
right.
that they're not there anymore.
Yeah, okay. Well, then where are they?
Is what I'm always saying. It says it plummeted from a total of 425,974. Listen to this. Plummeted 425,974 to 407,332 since 2020. That's plummeting to them. That is 18,000 kids. A total of 18,000 kids less than 2020. Are you fucking kidding me? That's plummeting. So from 2020, there's 18,000 less kids in foster care. Wow, what a plummeting number that is. Right, that they're reporting too, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What's the real number? Because they're not giving the real numbers. They're not even giving them to Congress, and
Right.
they're not reporting truth. If they're not going to tell a fucking judge the truth, they're not going to tell anybody else that can make laws against them the truth.
Uh-huh.
Um, I
In this day
want
and age,
to
well,
I want to hold a rights rally, and I want to, because I don't travel. Okay, I know Virginia laws. My ass is safe right here in Virginia, because if somebody fucks with me, I already know what to do. But I want people to learn from us, go out in their communities, and like you said, start talking about this, right? My husband's like, go down in the streets by the police department. Go down in the parks and start talking. And I'm probably going to start doing that this summer. But yeah, I definitely want to hold a rights rally. But I think that they think that because when I start doing rights, I mean, if I wasn't online, I am hyped up. Do you hear me? I am hyped up. I think they're scared I'm going to cause the insurrection on the courthouse, the police department. Yeah. And yes,
now look
that
at
is
this.
true. Huh?
Look at this. So that number said, remember the number I just said to you? It said it plummeted, right? Nebraska headlines. Use of room confinement within Nebraska's juvenile facilities doubles, reports shows. Now, how can we have a plummeting number of kids in custody when the room confinement within Nebraska's juvenile facilities doubles? See, people, that's how they lie. That's a lie, what they just said. How can you have those headlines?
How do you know when Child Protective Services is lying?
Well,
Their
let's
mouths
do
are
this.
moving.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's it. Their mouths are moving. That's right. Hold on a second. Sorry. I just want to make sure this is my mom. No. All right. Yes, their mouths are moving. Here we go. Here's another one. Get this. So we just had that national number. It says right here, foster care in the United States in this crisis, with more than 360,000 children in the system and over 109,000 waiting. Wait a minute. If the numbers are plummeting, this number here, 109,000 plus 360,000 is what? 469,000, right? But this number here says the number is plummeting from 425,000 to 407,332. So how is that? How is that plummeting numbers?
The math ain't math, and somebody's lying.
Yeah, big time. Big time. That's 60,000 more kids than the plummeting. That number right there, where we just did that math, is more than the number what they say is in total child care right now in the system right now. 425,974 was what it was in 2020. If you put 107,000 on 360,000, that's more than what they just said is on this number. You believe that shit? So see, this people don't believe the numbers that they're giving you because they don't even know what the true numbers are.
I don't believe anything that comes from any state that has CPS or foster care attached to it. They're all lies.
Yeah. It's just sickening. It's sickening. It's sickening that they force this stuff down our throats. They're trying to make us believe this stuff. They're trying to let everybody think that this is getting better so that they don't pay attention to it. And that's all it is. So people that aren't paying attention to this, stop paying attention to this. Oh, no, we don't need to talk. Look, the numbers are going down. What are you talking about? Really? Really? just look at the news, people. Nothing's going down. It's going up. Why is there a 4% increase in all the states and the amount of kids going into custody, but the numbers are plummeting?
Because they're lying.
Yeah. Asinine. Just asinine.
Actually, I want to address Lady P. The American Bar Association just came out this year and said for the last 40 years, they have targeted, quote unquote, police, Black and Hispanic families. So it might not seem like there's a lot of Black children in foster care, but there are.
It's per capita.
Right. And let me tell you the targeted Black children. It is not pure Black children. It is the biracial children. I have 4 of my own that are biracial, and then all 10 of my grandkids are all biracial. They tried to steal 3 of them, and I stopped them.
Yeah, we came up. Remember, we did those numbers that time about the.
We did it with the with Mike, my NAACP president.
Right. That ends up being that even though there's 160,000 white kids and 80,000, these are just rounded up numbers that I'm not giving exact ones, but the populations are off. So like even though it was 25% of the Black population of kids were actually, I think it was somewhere around that number, were in custody. But even though there's only 80,000 kids, there's only X amount of Black in the population. You know, the white people are dominantly still in popular in population. So it looks to be that way because because it's double the amount of white people to Hispanic and Black. But right. Yeah, if you can get the real numbers of dead kids, Lady P, because that's the other thing.
Black children are no more at risk than white children. Listen, you can argue with me all you want about this, but let me tell you, my face is white, but I live in the Black community and I've lived here for 45 years.
Hello.
Okay. And Black children actually are not more prone to be killed by their parents because the Black family is more connected than the white family. And it's not just about race. It's about any child under the age of 5. Because any child under the age of 5, the bond can be broke and they're adoptable. And I've been doing this for 35 years, so I know what I'm talking about. Not only that, a child that is truly abused and neglected will not be adopted out by anybody that has any dealings with the foster care or the CPS because they can't sell broken goods. They just can't. Those children end up in God only knows where unless they have people like me that stand up for them. And that's all I'm going to say about it because I have the proof that the American Bar Association has come out and said Black and Hispanic families have been targeted by Child Protective Services. Oh, and let's talk about prison. You want to talk about the prison? 85% of men and women in prison have had some sort of interaction with the foster care system and CPS. I have the report on that too. I guess Darren's mom's on the phone. So I don't want people to think that this is a racial thing. But I do live in the Black community. I speak for my Black community. My kids are all Black. All my grandchildren are Black, Hispanic, and literally African. So I know exactly what I'm doing. And they are a hot commodity. The black families are like this. They take care of theirs. And if you go back to the slave days, they are like that because their families, from a time a baby was born into a slave family, they ripped the families apart. I've done my research too. So anyway, I just want to tell everybody, I hope you all stay safe tonight. I can get you that report. I have to send it to Darren because it's in some app that I don't really know how to work. Darren, didn't I send you the ABA thing about the black kids? Can you send it to Brenda? Because it took me forever to even figure out how to get it to Darren because I'm not tech savvy. But I want everybody to stay safe out there. Do you. Just don't get in no trouble. And I want everybody to check in tomorrow night so we know everybody's back here. And Happy New Year, everybody.
In 1776, brave men put up a fight, mowing down redcoats, they wanted freedom. They had to fight, and now we take the sacrifice in vain. They loaded their muskets, fired them one by one. That's why we have the freedom to own a gun, but we are blowing it. These freedoms were created by those before us. They were to be something that stays. But now things are so corrupted, they are taking our rights away. Hey, Uncle Sam, where did you go? I called Washington today, but nobody's home. We all want to stand for our freedom, but nobody wants to do it today. Can't you see time is a waste and the Constitution we love is fading? Make no tread on the reality, or the USA will be the next casualty. We are here for freedom, those we will protect. Unite for the values we cherish, or watch everything perish. Our men have fought for our freedoms, many women have too. Their blood spilled upon the ground, with the news many frown. They paid a price that many won't pay. Now we are letting the cause fade away. The graves are being neglected by the actions of so many deceptive. The freedoms they fought for in every world war, conflict or mission, so many stayed behind signing petitions, while those awake dying were there to protect them. It's time to wake up in the USA. We are all slipping away into the darkness we once ran from. It's getting worse every day. Now they are taking our children more and more every day. No soldier ever fought for taking our children away. This is not why they bled for our freedom. They didn't die for some cheap pay. We all need to come together, fight this corruption, and it starts today. We need to wake up America, go back to parades, remember true family values, laugh again as children play. These are the things we fought for, 200 years strong, but now we're losing all of this. Don't tread on me does exist. So rise up and be strong. We don't have to go along. We need to push back now, like our forefathers did. It's time to bring back the way it was, when families lived together, all that mattered was love. It's not always easy to take back what they have grabbed. With all of us together we can do it, two loving children and mom and dad. This is our country, it's called USA. So many have fallen, say don't tread on me today. It's time to wake up in the USA. We are all slipping away. into the darkness we once ran from. It's getting worse every day. Now they are country, it's called.
Our courts are contaminated with young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem.
They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with dad out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again. CPS comes along with the mission to protect. The only thing they are doing is cashing in those checks, paid for by the souls of the children. Diagnosed by a caseworker who is still a baby herself. They take away the fathers, leaving just the mom and cubs. They know that with dad out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again.